It might come as a profound and stunning revelation to many of you, my dear and esteemed viewer, that the word Allah is a Sanskrit word. In the Sanskrit language, Allah, Aka, and Amba are synonyms. They signify a goddess or mother. The term Allah forms part of a Sanskrit chant, mantras invoking goddess Durga, also known as Bhavani, Chandi. The Islamic word for God is, therefore, not any sort of innovation from within that culture, but from within the ancient Sanskrit Hindu appellation retained and continued by Islam. Allah means mother or goddess, and mother goddess. So it's important to understand when I make that statement that Allah is the true God, the true name of God, or the true concept of the God, big G, the prime creator, the divine grid programmer, the source of all creation. This is what, in the ancient times, that concept, not the demiurge, not the creator God, the Anunnaki, and the other negative ETs who tried to pass themselves off as the creator, the prime creator. Allah is the original name of God, of the prime creator, the divine grid programmer. So there's no need to become culturally offended or somehow, confused or, or any of your little conspiracy theories or anything. This is information that goes back to the very genesis of at least the post-flood culture, talking about, from what we know by all accounts, Atlantis, Lemuria, a great culling, a great destruction put forth upon the land, post-Diluvian, the Atlantean priest somehow escaping that cataclysm and resurfacing in the mystery schools of Egypt. All of that we kind of know. And however, but prior to all of that, there is the Sumerian aspect to all of this, and how the genesis of all these God forms and all these concepts came from that culture. And through some of the notes that I've taken, and I'd like to share some of that with you, my dear esteemed viewer. So looking at, let's keep things simple, but talk about Egypt and the warrior daughter of Ra, who we're going to trace the etymology and the lineage of Sekhmet, warrior goddess of Ra, and how all this can't really be viewed when you react to me posting a video or making a statement that Allah is the true name of God. You should consider the etymology and the genealogy of all of this, and the origins of where all of these concepts and these name forms and these God forms come from. The Hebrew text of the Old Testament has been proven beyond any shadow of any doubt that those are all based on ancient Sumerian texts. And so all that is this is the lineage, and there's nothing to become offended by, because we're dialing back, we're kind of drilling down, so to speak, into the origins of all of this. And really these names like Allah, these are, these are vibratory sensations that produce, certain frequencies, and such as Om, the change in consciousness that comes about with the intonation of these mantras and the practice of these sounds and the vibratory and the changes in consciousness that they produce. So Allah is actually, it is traced back to a Sanskrit word. Warrior daughter of Ra, Sekhmet, is the mother of the Hindu Shiva. Shiva, that which is not. We must understand that Hinduism is nothing more than a very recent Indo-Aryan corruption of ancient Tamil or Afurikani, African ancestral religion in India. And one of the stories related to Tufnut is referred to as the distant goddess. In a rage, Tufnut leaves Hamit or Kenneset, Nubia, taking all of the water and moisture with her. The land becomes dry and the country and people were suffering. Ra sent Shu, Ra, the solar deity of ancient Egypt. So these names, these sounds, try to transcend your cultural conditioning, the time, the period that you're in right now. When you hear the name Allah, and I deleted a few of these comments that when I first posted that video, Monkey Boy and whatnot. I'm not interested in your typical brainwashed sort of contemporary observations, my friend. Not at all. I've heard it all before. You're just basically regurgitating the echo chamber of the blindness, the cultural blindness that you exist within. Telling me that Islam was created for captives and all this. I don't need to hear your propaganda. I'm approaching this from a scholarly vantage, and that's sort of like an intellectual Indiana Jones, if you will. So and these names and there's always more than one aspect, one perspective, and really words and their utterances, the pronunciation of words, they're ultimately their sound, and some sounds are holy, some sounds are divine, some sounds are powerful and associated with divinely powerful states of consciousness. So when you see that person is saying that Allah is the original name of God, and then you learn that Allah is actually a term, as a word, as a Sanskrit word, and you understand what mantra is and the science of sound and the power of vibration and the frequency produced therefore from those sounds, then you begin to understand the perspective and the vantage point from which I am offering this information. I'm not here to debate you with your cultural echo chamber that you exist in, and you want to come with a knee-jerk reaction, based on what contemporary your understanding of all this is. We're going way back, ancient. We're talking about, we're really, really, going to the heart of the matter here. And I'm not interested in playing this like sort of cultural ping pong with somebody about, just try to take a deep breath and really just open your mind, if you will, and stop regurgitating the echo chamber, the things that are echoing around from what you've heard other people say. And it's obviously you haven't really investigated things on their own merit. And so you get an F on this exam. Stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button.
Namaste. Namaskaram.